What is freedom? A journey of self-love, an entrance into an orbit of self-made possibilities, the determination to follow a path that's different from my parents and grandparents. I look for freedom in the past. I call out to my ancestors. I see their earth walks as traditional and non-traditional. I feel those ones who, as terrorized and marginalized as they were, gently turned their backs on normality and embraced something otherwise, something they felt deep inside. A radicality, a queerness. They traveled and moved. They sought out spaces where they could safely express their extraordinariness. They struggled and died and lived as freely as they could. I look for freedom through my body. Growing up, I am taller, thinner, and more angular than most. Androgynous is a word used to describe my physical presence throughout my early years. In high school, my ballet teacher pulls me aside and says, "Try some makeup. It'll make you look more like a girl." This is the 70s. I don't know that there's such a thing as being queer or non-binary. I'm still figuring out my body and what it means to be feminine or beautiful. I'm looking at my teeth gap in the mirror. My front teeth are like a witch's scary grin at Samhain. Bucked, big, protruding. One tooth loves to peer over the left side of my bottom lip. My beloved teeth are monstrous. My smile is my heart. I don't hide. I shine. My witch mouth shines and cares not what people think. I meet a perfect toothed faker and I wonder how they can live with themselves. I know their secret because the day arrives when the doctor says, your gums, your jawbone, your oral health, bone density, lost. I submit. When Doc pops in the denture, he says, see, straight, pretty. And I say, no, give me gap. Make it big. Sharpen the canines, I growl. Doc says, not very feminine. I laugh so hard that I spit in his face. I look for that freedom through my connection to my mother, a light in my life and also the bringer of my deepest sadness. She grapples with needing a lover, being a single parent, balancing between being an artist while raising kids and earning enough money to do both. She has children she loves that are bursting at the seams with beauty and hope, and she's pissed about something. She's unhappy and feels trapped. As the oldest, I receive the brunt of her frustrations. I determine that when I grow up, I will be free of those burdens. My happiness will not depend on being in a relationship. I will not sacrifice my sanity or creativity to raise a family. I want to be free. I look for freedom elsewhere. It is my first time in Europe. I walk the streets of the city, visit coffee shops, go to museums, and I notice something about how my body feels. I am bound by time, space, and resources, but no one looks at me like a criminal. No one follows me around while I shop. No one cares that I'm smoking cannabis. What I'm feeling is the kind of freedom one feels when you're in a place and no one knows who you are. No one is concerned about what you might do next. I'm in Amsterdam, sipping the best hot chocolate I've ever had in my life when I have an aha moment. I've been living with the visible and invisible force of being Black in a white supremacist world my whole life. I have been slowly choking for 35 years. Anchorage, Alaska is a small town on the water with a surprising number of Black folks and sovereign Hawaiians. I'm working with young people, encouraging them to tell the story of their lives so far. If I wrote a song about freedom, it would be about a heart bursting open to the love that is everywhere. It would describe rounding the bend into Homer and witnessing the majesty of the Kachemak Mountains, or meeting a moose on the trail with antlers covered in thick velvet, or picking berries in a field while looking out for bears, or watching the sunset at midnight. I'd sing about seeing the aurora borealis for the first time and experiencing the deepest love I've ever felt for another person, and how that love proved to me that I was able to love it all. In Alaska, I learned that I can be queer, non-binary, and know deep love. I look for freedom in the unknown, invisible, and mystical. It is a bright, unusually sunny day in Ireland. It is another first, a journey to my beloved homeland. We take a walk in an old oak woodland called Tomy's Wood. As we walk, I notice a huge, sprawling oak. Its trunk is several feet away from the path, but its branches extend beyond, overhead, leaves glowing in the sun. I am magnetized toward it. It is magnificent. I decide to make an offering of movement to the tree. I stretch up, greeting its being, and dance slowly with my arms like branches swaying back and forth. Finally, I embrace its mighty trunk and breathe with deep gratitude for its existence and the chance to meet and explore its nature. Evie and I continue our walk to a beautiful waterfall. We hang out there for a minute before walking back. On the return, I feel something very gentle that's difficult to describe. It's more like my body knows something that my mind doesn't. I turn to see the oak I had danced for earlier. I'm like, how is it that I'm just walking along, not really paying attention, not even aware of where I am on the trail, and somehow hear that tree amongst many other trees call me? I look to the grand trunk and follow its growth up, out, and over, where the oak's branches hang, exalted over me. A small drop of water falls on my face between my brows, smack dab on my third eye, a kiss from a tree. I look for freedom in the divine. What divine power will redeem me? God? Buddha? May I ask myself for forgiveness? May I receive that which is being offered? May my mind chill in the truth of something I've never known, someone I've never met? There are so many words to share, so many sentiments. Sediments of human experience, filtering like water, washing my fiery spine alit with the material of the universe. I listen to the phrasing and puncturing energy of hip-hop, poetry that keeps us going. The truth is in the here and now. There's nothing to do but listen, eat, sleep, shit, fuck, and stare at the stars. Nothing to be but this breathing orb. Feel the possible things that mere language doesn't share and doesn't ask of us. I find freedom in the earth, the sun and the gifts earth provides, food, water, sunlight. I'm here to say nothing but to be everything, a soul searcher, a truth seeker, a little one of might, a better one of light. A big part of why I'm on the planet right now is about witnessing this moment. Presence is the story of my life. I am that I am. Presence is my freedom.